Afternoon, everyone. Our meeting is now called to order. We'll have introductions of attendees. First, we'll have everyone introduce themselves, starting from the very back.
Marcus Pursley, staff.
Beyonce Sutton, staff.
Susan Warburg, staff. Jenny Paxton, staff.
Tom Sims, auditor. Jim Pelton, staff.
Lisa Simmons, lead planning consultant.
John Tuttle, director.
Kathy Junior, executive secretary.
Diana Bell, board member.
Judy Hayden, board member. Josephine Wade, board president.
Bill Johnson, board member.
John Kennedy, board member.
Shannon Hicks, board member.
Thank you so very much. Now we'll bow for a moment of silent meditation. Thank you. Next on the agenda is public comment. Public comment is allowed only at this time and is limited to a cumulative total of 15 minutes, both for and against. And any given agenda, on any given agenda item only. Commenters must fill out a card to request time to speak. Those who are present to make such comments are asked to select their speaker or speakers and address the points they wish considered with these limitations in mind. Individual speakers are limited to a total of 3 minutes. Any public comment? Seeing none, we'll go on to the approval of the agenda, November 28, 2016.
I
Move
move
the
to
agenda be approved as written.
second.
Been moved and seconded that the agenda be approved as written. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Been moved and seconded so that the agenda will stand approved as written. Approval of minutes. Excuse me. We'll start with the regular board meeting minute of September 26, 2016. Can we get a motion?
I move that we adopted the September 26, 2016 minutes.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the minutes of September 26, 2016 be approved and adopted. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The minutes from September 26, 2016 are approved. Now we go to the minutes from October 13, 2016, our special board meeting minutes.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Moved
Second.
and second.
I didn't take
Shannon.
That our October 13, 2016 minutes will be adopted. They stand adopted, October 13, 2016. Now we'll go to our old business, revised summer intern policy. Number 5 on our agenda.
As you can see, we've changed the eligibility requirements. There you go. And you can see the corrections made after our last bit. And if you guys decide this stands, we will, once you adopt it, we will put it into place this summer.
Are there any comments in reference to that policy change?
I got a question. Where it says the second to last bullet under eligibility, interns will follow the same hiring process as regular applicants. What does that mean? Does that mean they go through the computer process, or how does that?
They apply through the website, just like any other normal individual would do, and they fill out that application, and then they are weighed through, it's software's applicant pro, correct? It goes through and weights them on the various criteria that we would put in there, and then from there on, we sort them out, and then they have to go through the interview process, and they have to pass the drug screen, correct? So that's all that means, is that they go through the regular hiring process just like everybody else does. It's been successful, it helps us out, plus it gives them real world experience in actually going through the job hiring process. Many companies, not only us, use the software like that too. And I suggest, just for the fun of it, next time we have a vacancy, we can, you guys are notified, it might be fun just to apply for it and at the end tell us it's you, so that we don't try and hire you, but you know, it's fun to see. It's trying to remember how many questions, but depending on the actual job, be anywhere from 12 to 2 dozen or more questions they have to ask. So it starts out like name and so forth and so on.
I mean, I know they have questions that are weighted through Applicant Pro, because, you know, we went through the process, I guess, maybe a year or so ago. I just don't, I mean, I want to make sure that we're not blocking or, you know, being too much of a screen to potential interns.
Last year, we actually didn't have enough applicants. We had to go forth and find more. So it's never a problem with too many. It's not enough at this point. So we will have to depend on you to help us advertise that this summer to make sure we have the adequate number.
Of course. Okay, I'm concerned about the part-time, and I guess I'm reading so fast. I thought I read over this last week. That means that you said available of funds. What do you mean by that? I mean, I thought we said that we would put it would be part-time librarians depend on available funds in each location. I thought that we said that we would, if that part-time branch, like in the country, wanted someone, you saying now, is that part because of the funds? I thought we said that it will be someone with, that's part of, just like you putting two somewhere
Are you
else.
talking about
I might be reading the wrong thing.
the third yellow one on the eligibility requirements that struck out?
No, I'm talking about how many, is it, what I'm saying is that you're definitely going to put a person at the part-time branches. That's
Correct.
part of the guidelines, right?
Correct.
But I'm looking at something that available, build it, position of two some intern be available. The first thing you have on here, each full-time library branch, the position for one some intern be available for each some at each part-time library branch. Support service dependent on availability of funds and needs of each location.
As long as the funds are available, that would be the case. I mean, if
That's for all of them, for the full-time and part-time?
Yes, ma'am.
So in
And
those,
we had discussed that if some of the part-time branches just decided they didn't want somebody, that we could take that position and offer it to one of the full-time branches.
but you're going to let the part-time branch know that they can get somebody.
Oh, several of them actually want somebody.
Okay, but I'm saying, I didn't, it made me think that you're saying
Oh,
that,
no.
I mean, I just want to make sure the word is right, that they can get
They
somebody,
can.
not available, okay.
But you're going to find, and I don't know, this will be an interesting year to see just how many. Last year, we had several that asked, and then we also had several that said no way.
I understand what you're saying.
So with that going on, and then we had discussed, we would have that many positions available, and if they didn't want to have part-time branch, we'd offer it to a full-time branch. So
But if every part-time
branch
and
one.
every branch want one, you will be able to do that.
We
Okay.
hope so. Let's keep
Yeah,
our
we
fingers
talking
crossed.
funds, but otherwise, okay, I didn't want to just say that, you know, that's the first thing you cut, would be the part-time.
Oh, no. If we have to cut anything, we would do, you know, we would look at it, try to make it.
Okay, all right, that's all. Make sure the word, okay.
Any other? Can we get a motion for approval of this revised summer intern policy?
I'd like to move that we accept the revised summer intern policy as presented today.
It's been moved and seconded. Been moved and seconded that we accept the revised intern policy as presented today. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? our new business. We have the introduction of our new planning consultant.
I know it took a lot longer than we thought it should, but finally today I can introduce to you Miss Lisa Simmons. She is our new strategic master planning consultant. She's a local. She lives across the river in Bossier City, and she has a ton of experience, which she knows a lot more. She can tell you her resume far better than I can. So if you'd like to just take the floor for a minute and let them know anything you'd like to tell them, because understand, we're all going to be working very close together in the next year.
Okay, good evening. So yes, I'm Lisa Simmons. I am retired Air Force. I served in the Air Force for 20 years. My job title was intelligence analyst. And from there, I went on to work as a government civilian out in Barksdale. And in past January, I decided to take a break and to branch out and to further my dreams of starting my own business, which is to help other organizations in their planning areas. So I saw this RFP that was out, and I took the chance and I went for it. And I'm looking forward to working with everyone. Met the director, we talked for a good length of time. His knowledge on the library system, and then my knowledge of the area and both Shreveport and Bossier. I graduated from Fair Park High School. And I have a master's degree in public administration, and I have a PhD, ABD. I started working on my PhD in business administration, specializing in public administration, but I just have not completed my dissertation, so that's the ABD. So, so that's me. Like I said, I'm looking forward to working with you all, and I'm very excited about the project that I have on my plate.
Thank you so very much. We're so happy to meet you. We're looking forward to working with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lisa.
Next, we have our library financial audit. Tom Sims.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Appreciate the opportunity to be here, and I promised John I would not put all of you to sleep to go through the entire financial statements. But I did want to hit a couple of key things that are unique to these financials. And when I look at it, any audited set of financial statements, there are several things that I look forward to find out what's happening. The first thing, which is a good thing to report, is on your financial statements and financial audit, we issued what we call a clean or unmodified opinion on financial statements. Then that takes care of the first 30-some-odd pages of this massive document I'm giving you. Then I want to turn to page 33 and start up on the things that you need to be aware of. And I'm going to couch this with, we have two findings that came out of the audit. They're reported on pages 34 and page after that. The first one deals with material adjustments that we had to make to the financial statements. And because of the way that the internal controls are supposed to work, they are designed to give you and to present the financial statements so that they're reasonably expected to be materially correct, i.e., we don't make major audit entries or correcting entries to the financial statements. Now, in the nature of your statements, which are a governmental type entity, your internal financial statements reflect the fund level statements that we have in these, this financial report. The adjustments that are required to get to the government-wide statements, the first two statements, are not expected to be posted to your books. That's on top of that for a presentation required by government accounting standards. But the first finding deals with the fact that we did have to make some significant adjustments as we audited the revenue and receivables for the library. The second one deals with the fact that all audits are due 6 months after fiscal year end in the state of Louisiana. Anything submitted afterwards, which you did get an extension, we still have to report that as a late submission in violation of the audit law. Now, I want to caveat this, both of these were out of your control. They're out of our control too, because we also audit the city, which is the primary government that handles a lot of your accounting, a lot of the interaction here. And because of situations that we couldn't control and the city couldn't control, that audit was also late, later than this one. So those two items, though, have been addressed for the upcoming audit for both the city as well as for you. You'll have the trickle effect for that. So I don't expect to see either one of these two findings repeat themselves in 2016. If they do, it's because of something that none of us in the city can control, will be an act of God. So both of those have been addressed, as well as a number of the other findings that are related to the same problems that caused those at the city's level and delayed this. Changes in administration, changes in personnel at the city have brought some pretty good attention to this matter and people that are able to deal with it and help us and help you accomplish this. So those are the only two findings. Again, on the caveat, it's not something that you have the ability to control or correct or to have avoided, which means we had no findings on which your operations. When we test the controls here, if we test your compliance other than that you have control over, we had no findings to report. So that's a very positive step for this board and for the organization. On page 42, just a matter of covering management letter point, which is an item that we identified and wanted to report to you because it's already been addressed. In the state of Louisiana, as in many states, there's a requirement that all public officials, public employees go through ethics training. We have to go through it as the auditors, even though we're not a public employee or officials per se. And that is required, been in place about 4 or 5 years now. The documentation to show that the agency is in compliance is the best way that we can judge whether or not that's been done or not. It's 1 hour online type of situation. We had an inability to prove that everyone had taken it and gone through the ethics training. So it became not a finding, but a management letter comment to report to you all. As we were discussing this or before, steps have been taken to correct that over here. So again, I don't expect new findings to come up. Quite frankly, I don't expect any of these to repeat themselves for 2016. So beyond this, a very good audit and very good results. We appreciate that. Again, the audit itself, the first 30-some odd pages, is pretty in-depth, pretty detailed. Glad to answer any questions that you may have now or down the road.
The statement, it's not, it's an observation. The statement that adequate procedures were not in place, they are in place now.
They should be. We'll know in a few weeks.
Okay.
One of the dominant things there was the actuary who prepares the OPEB, the Other Post-Employment Benefit Liability, which is a significant number to the city as well as to your government-wide statements, did not prepare the correct statements. He did not address this or correct the situation until after year end. That stopped everything in its tracks. Now, we have taken steps with the administration to review the data going to the actuary before year end and then immediately after year end when they close those numbers so that we can test it and ensure it's in his hands then so we don't have to repeat it last year. Thank you.
Okay. When you talk about the ethics training, you say I know we've been doing that for a while, but like with me being a member of the school board, now this is the first year that I've been the secretary, we did it together. But usually when I do mine with the school board, the ethics people down there would just want to prove that you've done it. Because, so you said that you didn't know, why was that finding then with everybody else? You could be on another board and still do the ethic and let them know, right?
As long as the documentation is here, we can observe it and test it.
So what I needed, so with the school board, I did it. So I should have
I
said.
already know you have the school board taking care of it, yes.
So, but I let her know, do I let, I'm supposed to let, okay.
Each agency has to stand on its own.
Oh, okay.
In your case, because we also do the school board audit.
Okay.
We cross that over, but it's rarely that we have that kind of opportunity.
Oh, okay.
with that.
I think that there's one or two I still have to get the rest of this year.
And as far as our measures go that we've taken to make sure that we're compliant, Gina Fox, who is our new trainer, is a certified ethics trainer. She also has access to the database. We can sit here and prove that everybody has taken ethics training, and we are 100% compliant as of today, correct? There you go.
Couple board members.
Nobody can jump to it again?
In our world, when we look at this, and it's not documented, we can see it, it didn't exist or didn't happen. And that's the standard we have to go by, and we're held accountable to.
So we have taken steps to correct that. Gina can provide him all the documentation he needs.
I just wanted to say, Tom, when I first met you, it shook your hand, you had a smile on your face. And that's nice when you're meeting someone to come give an audit report. When you said you had no real findings to report, in the sense of anything negative, that was even greater to hear. I guess we should attribute a lot of this to Susan and Jim sitting there, that we have such a good audit report.
Exactly.
That's right. And so my hat's off to both of you guys for doing such a good job that we get such a clean audit report.
Great.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Susan.
Okay, now do we need to?
There's nothing to prove, there's nothing needed. That was just a report for you, so that you know where we stand. And Tom, we appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to move on to our nominating committee report.
Good afternoon. This is a report of the nominating committee meeting, October 13, 2016. The members present, you see there were Dolores Lynch, Tom Tepper, and also our president. Let's start with this. Tom Tepe moved and Dolores Lynch seconded the motion to recommend the library board, for the library board, the nomination of Josephine Wade to continue as board president and Hope Batts as vice president of the board for the year 2017, beginning January 1st, 2017. So that is the recommendation of the nominating committee.
Thank you. And now we're going to go to our,
I move for acceptance.
okay,
Do
the,
I have to do that?
no, not for a committee report. And we're going to have more information on that in just a minute. The report is given on committee reports.
It's voted on overall officers. We voted on it. We discussed it.
Okay, that's why we want to receive it. All right. Okay. What we are going to do, we're going to take a vote board on there's still nominations. Josephine Wade and Hope Batts as president and vice president respectively for the 2017 year. Okay? So, we are going to need, if we take that vote, we're already in motion. And second,
I'll move that the board elect Josephine Wade as president and Hope Batts as vice president for 2017.
second. Okay, it's been moved and seconded that Josephine Wade and Hope Batts be officers as president and vice president respectively for the 2017 year. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carries. Josephine Wade, Hope Batts, president and vice president for the 2017 fiscal year. So now we're going to move to the nominating committee report. And I'm going to do that. So I'm going to get to the executive committee report, excuse me. What was the question? Yes. So I need, we will need to go in executive session.
Some of them,
What did they say now?
At this time. We have a motion.
I move that we go into executive
We have a
session.
motion.
Oh, you have, oh, I'm sorry.
Executive session.
Y'all talk so slow, y'all can just-
Speak up, Dan. We have a motion on the floor to go in executive session.
I need a second.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded, we go into executive session. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? So we will go into executive session at this time. We will ask those present just for this moment